Hello our students, how are you doing? I hope to enjoy with us today. Today we have a grammar. We are going to talk about present simple. Let's start with these examples. The first example, we catch the bus. We catch the bus. He walks to school every day. He walks to school every day. They usually wear blue uniforms. They usually wear blue uniforms. She always gets up early. She always gets up early. In the first example, to make a simple sentence, you have to start the sentence with subject. And as you can see, the first sentence started with the subject we. And the second one starts with the subject he. And sentence number 3 starts with they. And the last one starts with she. So, to make a simple sentence, you have to start the sentence with the subject. As you can see, we, he, they, she. You can start with any subject, any subject. We, he, they, she, I, you, Ahmed, Mahmoud, any subject. Then followed by the verb. But in the first sentence, you can see the subject we, followed by catch, the verb catch. But in the second sentence, we started with he and followed by the verb walks. We added s. So in the second sentence, we added s. But in the first sentence, we didn't add anything. So we say we catch the bus. We catch the bus. And second one, he walks to school every day. He walks. So in the second sentence, we added s. And sentence number 3, they usually wear. Wear. The verb wear, we didn't add anything. But the last one, she always gets. Gets, we add s. So look at the first sentence again. We catch. We catch. The verb catch, we didn't add anything to it. We didn't add s or es or ies because the subject is we. And according to sentence number 2, he walks. He walks. The verb walk, we added s to it. We added s because the subject he. And sentence number 3, they usually wear. Wear. Wear is the infinitive because here we have the subject they. And the last sentence, she always gets. Gets. We added s to get because here we have the subject she. And let's move to the form. The form of the verb depends on the subject. As you can see, I, you, we, they, and any plural noun followed by infinitive or a wide verb as we call it. So, I play, you play, we play, they play, and any plural noun like boys and girls. And according to he and she and it and any singular noun followed by verb plus s or es or ies. For example, he plays, she plays, it plays. And according to the negative form, how to make a negative form? When we want to add not to the verb, we use don't or doesn't. Don't or doesn't, followed by infinitive. As you can see, I don't, they don't, we don't, and you don't. He doesn't, she doesn't, it doesn't, Look at the first example. I don't have breakfast at 8 o'clock. I don't have breakfast at 8 o'clock. Sentence number 2. She doesn't get up late. She doesn't get up late. And according to question 4, yes or no questions. We start with do or does, followed by subject, and then followed by infinitive. For example, do you walk to school? Do you walk to school? The answer is yes I do or no I don't. Again, do you walk to school? The answer is yes I do or no I don't. And the second sentence, does he live in a big house? Does he live in a big house? The answer is yes he does or no he doesn't. Yes he does or no he doesn't. So if you want to ask using do or does, we should answer using yes or no. WH question. And according to WH questions, for example, look at the first example. What do you eat for breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast? And example number 2. Where does she go every day? Where does she go every day? Sentence number 3. Where do you go every day? Where do you go every day? And the last sentence, what does she have for lunch? What does she have for lunch? As you can see, we started with question word what. The first sentence we started with what. Second one we started with where. And sentence number 3 we started with where. And the last one we start with what. So we can start with any question words: what, where, when, how, and why. Then followed by do or does. Do or does. Look at the first sentence. We used do. We used what? Excellent. We used do. The question here, Mister, why did we use do? Because here we have the subject you. And as you know, you and I and we and they, we can use do. But let's move to the second question. Where does she go every day? Here we use the helping verb does. The question here, why did we use does? Because the subject is she. And sentence number 3, where do you go every day? We used the helping verb do because the subject is you. And the last one, what does she have for lunch? We used does because the subject is she. So the form is, we start with question word, any question word. For example, what, when, why, how, plus do or does, plus do or does, plus subject, any subject. And we end with the infinitive, and the infinitive is the white verb. And here we have the keywords. Look at the picture. Always, always, usually, usually, sometimes, sometimes, rarely, rarely, never, never. And here we have also often, often, and every day, or every month, or every year. Well, let's do some exercises. Rewrite the following sentences. Rewrite the following sentences. Let's start with the first question. I like playing football. I like playing football. Use not. As you know, we make a negative sentence in a present simple tense using don't or doesn't. Don't or doesn't. And here we have the subject is I. So we can use what? Excellent. I don't. I don't. I don't like playing football. Again, so the answer is I don't like playing football. And question number 2. She lives in Cairo. She lives in Cairo. Use where. So we can start with the question word where. Then followed by do or does. But first, look at the subject. The subject here is she. So the helping verb is does. So where does she live? Where does she live? Again, the answer again. Where does she live? Question number 3. He goes to school by bus. He goes to school by bus. Use how or ask using how. So we can start with how. How. Look at the subject and you can define using do or does. So the subject here is he. So we can use what? Do or does? Yes, we can use does. How does? How does he go? How does he go to school? And the question number 4. The answer, yes, he likes watching TV. Yes, he likes watching TV. Use does, so we can start with does. Does. Then followed by the subject. Then followed by the subject. Does he? Does he like watching TV? So the answer is, does he like watching TV? And let's move to the last question. They have eggs and beans for a breakfast. They have eggs and beans for a breakfast. Use what? We can start with what? Then followed by do or does. But first, look at the subject. The subject here, they. So we can use what? Yes, I can hear you. You have to use do. So the answer is, what do? What do they have for breakfast? Thanks for your listening and see you next time, inshallah.